Hey family, ciao. When I tell you when this live is over, I am going to bed. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. I just posted on threads that we're going up again. Y'all, I need y'all to appreciate that I came back because I almost said, I said, Blue, do you really need to come back? You could have stayed. And then I said, no, Blue, come back, come back. All right, this is going to be a quick live. And for those who watch Love Island, I actually wish we had not stopped to watch Love Island and that we had just continued as we were. But we stopped to watch the new episode. And it was, let me put this on the stage, it was an Unseen Bits filler episode. In fact, the episode of Love Island that just aired just showed how important Corbin is to the show. The episode that just aired shows how important Corbin is to the show. That was boring and pointless. It felt like a 60-minute campaign video where Kata just spent 60 minutes trying to convince us to give her and Zach a chance. Zach spent 60 minutes just saying, I don't want you to be my girlfriend, but I want to take you more seriously so America won't vote us out. That's what I heard. I don't know what you heard. Trinity and Bryce are still convinced they're going to win, even though Bryce was the only one who was able to cheer Zach up because Kata couldn't do it. And TT showed for the millionth time that she's a real ass bitch who knows how to be kind to everybody. And then because Corbin wasn't there to be funny, they gave them a task to do. It was... Yeah. And then Dylan cried because he thinks that Kenzie is community puss and he's sick of her clam slamming. Can I be honest? I think what's happening with Dylan and Kenzie is that Kenzie realizes that there's no chance of her winning. And Dylan realizes that there's no chance of them winning. And so now they don't have the energy to even continue with the charade. Because you don't think it's funny that they were acting like they were damn near deeply in love when they thought America was going to love them, especially after they won the karaoke challenge. But as soon as they realized that they were only saved because they won the karaoke challenge, everything plummeted. It's almost like they were like, oh, there's no chance of me winning. I'm just going to take the rest of the season off. And by rest of the season, I mean the rest of the week because the season is over on Sunday. So yeah, that sucks. So the person who said this episode could have been Unseen Bits, I agree. I agree. All right, let's get into what the hell is going on with Ace so I can get to bed. Okay, welcome to a special supplemental episode of Bluecentric Live. This is going to be a quickie, another quickie. And this time we're going to talk about why the hell are we talking about Ace Green and Chelly and Andreina a year after season 7 ended. Everything about this story is ridiculous. I did get the receipts because you guys kept asking for this, but this is a labor of love because I had no intention of ever talking about Shalace ever again. Not my place, not my business. Godspeed to both of them separately. They look like they're both thriving away from each other. So yeah. So and guys, stop talking about Ace's reaction because let the 40% just kind of catch up. Okay. All right. Let's get into what's going on. For those of you who know what's happening, we're gonna do the receipts. So everybody knows. For those of you who are new here, don't worry. We're gonna catch you up. Let's start with what happened. Was it yesterday or the day before? It was yesterday. Yesterday, I woke up to someone saying, hold on, Andreina slept with Ace? And I was like, this can't be true. Shoot it away. By late afternoon, early evening, it had gained traction. So let's get into it.
Shelly's best friend just confirmed Ace and Andreina.
I was not expecting this. This is crazy. This is crazy. Bitches was really sitting in front of Shelly's face, plotting on her nigga. You bitches are weird. You bitches are weird. Andreina, you could have had Drake and you settled for a nigga that's 5'2".
Andreina and Ace from Love Island USA season 7 hooked up. And that is a sentence that I thought I'd never say.
That's a sentence that I thought I would never say. I do have a video. I'm not sure if I put it in the montage of how excited Ace was when Andreina first came into the house. He looked heavily aroused. Do I have that video on my... I know I have it on my phone, but did I put it in the montage? We're about to find out. But I do know that Ace is incredibly super duper attracted to Andreina. But like Andreina's she's gorgeous, so that's not saying much. So how did we go from Chelly just saying like 2 days ago that a year later her best friends in the house are Andreina, Clark, and Sierra to now her unfollowing Andreina and it being rumored by one of her best friends that it's because Andreina slept with her ex. This is season 7. Season 7 is like a persistent STI that won't go away. It's bizarre.
Andreina answered a phone call from a stranger who was pretending to be from a brand at 10 p.m., mind you. And this person asked, "Is it true? Did you actually hook up with Ace?"
That's a cute picture of Ace.
And she went on to say that Clark and Taylor set it up. Clark kept calling Andreina.
This is the thing that's fucked up. If I say my 3 best friends a year after the show ended are Andreina, Clark, and Sierra, if the rumor has any substantial weight to it, that means she got betrayed twice, allegedly, right? Because the rumor is, and we have receipts, y'all, because I would not without receipts. And the receipts show everybody's side. And then at the end, we're going to ask ourselves, who do we believe? And there's not 2 sides to the story, or even 3. There's 4 sides, because there's Andreina's, there's Ace's, there's 5 sides actually. There's Andreina's, there's Ace's, there's Chelly, there's the best friend who ran her mouth and started this mess, and then somewhere in the midst of all that is the truth. This is an octagon. No, that's 8. Pentagon. This is a pentagon of fuckery. So let's start at the beginning.
Trying to get her and Ace together. They were doing all of this behind Chelly's back. Chelly and Ace dated, as we remember, knowing that they're all friends with Chelly. Everybody in this situation is friends with Chelly. And Chelly just gave an interview yesterday saying that her closest friends post-Villa were Andreina and Clark. I'm not sure what Andreina was thinking when she answered that phone call and told this random person all of her business. I really would love to understand her thought process on why she thought that that was a good idea to do. Chelly unfollowed both Ace and Andreina, and I wonder if Clark is now
Chelly unfollowing someone who just the day before she claims was one of her closest friends. That is suspicious. It's very suspicious. Okay.
Given that Clark is the one that set them up. Imagine that. Imagine the people that you just gassed up in an interview saying, "These are my closest friends. These are my girls that I love." And they have both been lying to you, conspiring behind your back. The season 7 cast is really just the cast that keeps on giving. They always have something going on. Chelly, girl, you deserve better friends because this is wild.
What do you mean, Andreina and Ace? What do you mean that that's even a part of anyone's vocabulary?
By the way, guys, I wouldn't come here unless we had some weight to this. I do have the audio of Andreina's conversation/confession. We're going to be listening to it together. I do have the audio. Okay.
In the year of 2026. So as you all may have heard by now, there has been this rumor that something allegedly happened with Andreina and Ace from season 7 of Love Island. Basically, it's been debunked by Andreina herself because a fan went and pretended to be PR and recorded her while they were on Spaces, and allegedly it's Clark tried to set up Andreina with Ace. I'm just like baffled. Like, season 7 is just the gift that keeps on giving because, bro, what? Honestly, I'm more disappointed at Andreina because, girl, how the fuck can you look like that and have your name attached to, like, bums? First Johnny, Jeremiah, like, now Ace. Like, girl, I'm sorry. If I look like...
Can I say something? I'm going to say it. I'm going to choose my words carefully because I don't want to cause unnecessary harm. Andreina is a beautiful girl. And she is a very sweet girl from what I've seen. What she's not is charismatic. She's the kind of girl who is only, in my opinion, and this is an opinion, it's okay. And she's a model, so this might not even be an issue. But you know how there'll be a girl who's really pretty, but she's quick-witted, she's funny, she's smart, or she has like a talent that's like an addition to. I watched Love Island, the sports version, what is it called? Love Island All-Stars, whatever they do as a cash grab to get more attention in the fall. I watched Andreina in, it's not Beyond the Villa. It was the sports one. I think it's Love Island All-Stars. You guys can tell me what the name is in the comments. But I watched the Love Island game. That's what it was. I watched Love Island games and I was stunned by how not charmed I was. There are some women in this world, they're really pretty, and then they talk and they don't get any prettier. And oh God, this hurts me to say this. You know what? It was loud though. And she also has like a very interesting laugh. So when she laughs, kind of stunned. And either you find it endearing or you just are like, oh, that's not the noise I thought was gonna come out of you. Okay. It's just she's a pretty girl. Here's the thing. She's not trying to work on CNN. She's a model. As a model, she's exceptional. Again, she is gorgeous and sweet. There are many people in this world who, if they were gorgeous and sweet, they'd be doing well in life. It's just she let me shut up. Let me just keep on playing the video because I don't know how to be any nicer than that.
Like Andreina, like after season 7,
no, she's not nerdy, baby. Nerdy would mean that like there's an intelligence. Like, no, she's not nerdy. Goofy, but not nerdy. Nerdy implies an intellect and a wit and a gravitas that I just said is missing. So the nerds have to have some of the stuff that I said was missing. Because I'm a nerd. So had she been a nerd, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I'm saying that to say sometimes when you're that gorgeous and being gorgeous is all it takes for you to get access into the room, it takes away your incentive to cultivate other skill sets and or discernment. And so what I'm saying is a direct response to this young lady saying, you're so beautiful. You're so gorgeous. Everybody wanted you. Why are you attached to bums? It speaks to someone who is beautiful and gorgeous, but maybe hasn't developed the discernment or the savvy that one would expect. Because we're in an age now where the pretty girls be the CEOs. So a pretty girl who, for all intents and purposes, just comes off as pretty, as sweet, almost feels like a throwback. I know very few baddies who aren't also heavy-handedly something else. So it is kind of reminiscent more of like the 90s, right? Like, again, I'm trying to be nice while still not lying.
Not hear my name next to anybody from season 7. Like, I would be living my best life.
Oh, she wasn't athletic either. Damn. Jesus. Okay.
On, you know, some billionaire's mansion or some shit. Because, girl, how do you look like that and are over here being passed around by reality TV stars?
Oh, that's weird.
Also, the person that faked being a PR rep and contacted her, like, that's so fucking weird. Like, I think y'all are taking the parasocial shit a little too far. Like, to actually call somebody.
And once I heard the call, I had 2 versions of the call on my phone. One that had his face and one that didn't have his face. I think I intentionally chose the one that doesn't have his face because this is such weird behavior. I don't want to get him in trouble any more than what he's already done, but the call was audacious.
And like inquire about their life, who you do not know, who you only know from a TV show, is weirdo behavior. Like, I honestly feel bad for Andreina because like that's honestly really weird as fuck and like super fucking rude. Like, that is so rude and so odd.
Andreina, you allegedly sleeping with Ace is one thing, but I find it mind-boggling that you allowed that man to trick you like he was calling from a label or a brand.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, Chelly, let's go in order for those who are coming in. Chelly does an interview that comes out 2 days ago, and where she's asked and I have the interview to my phone, but I didn't want this to get too long, where she's asked who she's so close to from the show, and she says Andreina, Sierra, and Clark. The very next day, people notice that she suddenly stopped following Ace and Andreina, and then her best friend comes out with a tweet that says that Andreina and her big, round, beautiful ass stooped really low and betrayed Chelly. The best friend is the only person from Chelly's camp who said anything as of the day of this recording. Then we hear someone from Twitter Spaces take it upon themselves to get Andreina's number somehow. We still don't know how he got that girl's number. He gets her number and then calls her at 10 p.m. at night while he's on Spaces on Twitter with hundreds of other people listening on mute. So this is happening live on Twitter on mute. And while they're muted, he has Andreina on the phone and convinces her that he is PR for someone associated with Love Island, and that he wants to clarify if Andreina hunched Ace because they're thinking about doing a campaign that includes Chelly, Andreina, and a couple other people, and we don't want to have y'all on set together if y'all got beef. This bodacious lie, this awe-inspiring, crazy lie somehow works. And then Andreina starts spilling all her business to a stranger on the phone who is actually a Twitter troll with an audience of Twitter listeners listening to the entire thing live. Every part of the story is fucking bizarre. I feel like I took an edible and I didn't. Like, huh? It's a mess.
Wanted to work with Chelly, but needed to know if you slept with Ace. In what world does that make?
And if his name is Nate, I'm still Nate. If you're in here and you're proud of yourself, sure. But I was trying to protect you because the internet can be weird.
Sense. And how did you get tricked into giving all that information? You literally brought up Taylor, Clark. I heard Iris' name mentioned in this. And on top of this man was sitting here talking to you saying bitch and calling Ace a little boo-boo. At that very moment, you should have known that something was not right and you should have immediately stopped talking.
Okay, I will say this. Whenever I talk to production, we do kiki afterwards, though. So I actually disagree with her here. If you have a person, if you have a personality that people find charming and engaging, well, that's not it. Well, regardless, a lot of times, perfect example, like whenever I'm on set anywhere, right? Like I was on set today, because I have an open personality and I really enjoy people, and I have a rule: there's no such thing as a nobody. I don't believe that anybody's a nobody. Somebody's a somebody to somebody. Yes. So because I don't do that weird hierarchy of talent versus the help, I don't do that shit. When I'm on set, I end up talking to makeup artists, hairstylists, the gaffer, the lady from craft services. I'm kind and kiki with everybody because I like me a good conversation wherever the fuck I find it. I'm a Gemini rising, so duh. So as someone who is in those spaces a lot, people share a lot of information very quickly with me. Like within 3 minutes, they're telling me about which celebrities they hate, which celebrities they love, who is rude. I got tea today. I'm not going to share it. Don't worry. But like, if you're someone who is personable, that's why we always say in the industry, this is a relationship-based industry because people don't just hire you because you're the best person for the job. They hire you because they heard good things from the gaffer. They hire you because they heard good things from craft services or the PA who was helping you out. People hire you when they enjoy having you on set because being on set is a very intimate, high-stakes environment. So there is a certain level of kiki that Andreina might be used to having with production because Love Island is one of the most intimate sets. I think the only show that's more intimate with their cast in Love Island is Big Brother, right? And so if you've been on set for weeks and you have producers saying inappropriate shit and like, yeah, bitch, kikiing, I can kind of throw her some bail and see why she might have slipped into that industry insider lingo that a lot of us kind of slip into when we're amongst our own. So I will give her some bail there that even though he was messy and distasteful, he was not rare. People talk like him in the industry behind the scenes all the fucking time.
I do not see how this conversation got that far. I don't even know how that man got your damn phone number. That's the biggest question here. But y'all, this is an ongoing situation. People started to notice that Chelly was not following Andreina and Ace anymore. And it really shocked people because Chelly had just said that Andreina was one of her close.
Shout out to Craft Services. I'm PMSing. I just fucked up a purse full of snacks that I got from Craft Services today. I agree. Shout out to Craft Services. Like, good shit.
His friends. Now they're bringing Clark in the middle of this, trying to make it seem like Clark is the one who set this whole thing.
Wait, do y'all watch Big Brother? I've been watching Big Brother for over 20 years. If y'all watch Big Brother, maybe we should do some Big Brother recaps. That's my motherfucking show, but I'm used to watching it alone.
Y'all, at this point, I don't think they're going to be able to ignore these rumors anymore. People are saying that Chelly's friend reposted something basically confirming that they allegedly slept together. I don't know. But at this point, Andreina, don't answer your phone anymore for unknown numbers. Make them talk to your people. If you don't have people, go and get some people because this really don't make any sense.
Who is this?
Okay, so this is the call. You see how it starts with her saying, "Who is this?" Are y'all ready to hear the call? This is like 15 minutes, y'all. Are y'all ready to hear this call? I intentionally I don't listen to the beginning and the end, so I don't know what's happening in the middle. Oh, you're obsessed with Big Brother? Okay, maybe we'll do some Big Brother coverage this year because I love Big Brother. Okay. So Okay. Oh, bon Dieu. All right, let's hear this call. Let me hit it back from the beginning. A couple of seconds. There we go.
It don't make any sense.
Who is this?
Hi, my name is Nathaniel PR. I work with Recollections LLC. I work.
How you doing? Okay. Hello, my name is Nathaniel PR. I'm working with Reckless Entertainment LLC. Yes, he sounds unprofessional, but I'm telling y'all, there are people who sound like this in the industry, though.
For some islanders. Okay, great. So there's some stuff going online right now, and I don't like what's being seen right now with one of my clients. We want to try to figure this out as soon as possible. Are you free right now to talk, or? Okay. I want to say, are you okay? Because I know things get hectic and crazy, and it's a lot.
So I'm thinking at this point, he's on the phone and he's realizing that maybe he took her off speaker. I'm not hearing her respond, and I think at some point he presses the button for her to go back on speaker.
I've seen some people commenting, and it's trending right now on Twitter because there's a bunch of rumors saying that about, something, an affair with the Love Islander named Ace. And then also there's this person that's supposed to be connected to Chelly. That's her best friend. And she's confirming that you did something with Ace. I don't know.
Client?
Who's my client. So I personally work for, I work for multiple people. Do you want the list of people, or?
Do you work for someone who's related to this?
Okay, so far you could, okay, this is why they always say listen to your instincts, because he's like, I work for several people. Do you want a list? And she's like, who exactly do you work for? I feel like Andreina is just as skeptical as we are in the beginning. So I'm curious how it goes from this obvious skepticism to her spilling all her business about Clark.
Yes, I do.
Okay, who is that person?
Right.
Do you know Charles?
Charles? No.
No. Okay, so just know Charge is connected to Tarte and Sweet and Sherry. It's a poppy brand, and we have something coming up with some of the Islanders that's in this drama. And we're trying to just clear things up so when we do roll it out, it doesn't, nothing bad happens.
Oh.
Okay. But who is there are 3 people in me telling it, so who?
Yeah. So I was gonna ask you, are you familiar with what the best friend just said on her Twitter account? Just know there's someone that's claiming to be Chelly's best friend, and they're mutual.
So he's saying, are you familiar with Chelly's best friend Gisette and her Instagram account? Her Twitter account.
True, and they had made this tweet. I'm going to read the tweet to you real quick and what they said. They had said, but her gigantic ass did bend down that low. Play with somebody else, Bookie. And just know they were replying to someone's tweet saying how you slept with Ace.
Yes, I did see that.
Okay, so here's the thing I'm realizing. The minute he reads the inflammatory tweet, her discernment goes out the window because she's triggered or activated by hearing the tweet read out loud over the phone. That's how he got her. That's actually brilliant. Him not having a customer service voice is killing me, because the most unemployed nigga I know could still do a better customer service voice. But what's interesting, I was like, what's the moment where she forgot to pay attention to the obvious? The minute he read the tweet, she's like, yes, I did see that shit. That's how he got her. He triggered her. Damn it, Andreina, poor baby.
Are you with Ace or Chelly?
So I'm more working with a future thing with Chelly in the future, if possible. Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Have you spoken to Chelly?
Well, they sent me a test, but I basically replied saying that we didn't do that. And then I don't understand why her best friend would say we did that, because we didn't. So that
it's a little triggering hearing Andreina, because she has a Dominican accent. Y'all know I have all my siblings, except for my last one, are Dominican. And so this is an accent that I associate with family. And I just, Andreina, I'm going to reserve my thoughts until I hear the whole thing. All right.
was basically it. And then today I see all these people saying stuff. And honestly, I don't know what to say, because we just simply didn't do any of that.
Right. That's why I'm a bit confused because I don't know if you've seen, but there was a clip that she had did an interview talking about how you were one of her close friends, and we were a little bit confused because she had left out some of the islanders that we thought she was very close with. And she had said your name. She said you, Sierra, Amaya, and she left out someone very important, but that's a different conversation. And that's where we're just a bit confused.
Oh, and he's saying she left out someone really important, i.e. Olandria. And you guys tell me if I'm mistaken. I think Nate is a big Olandria fan. That's what I heard. I heard this is one of the Olandria stands. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And so when he said she left out someone really important, but that's another conversation. That's his inner stand coming out, I think, from what I've heard. Oh my God, this is Twitter. For those of you who are watching from Twitter, this is why I'm scared of y'all. Y'all gonna have a level of time and energy that I don't even aspire to, because I'd rather take a nap. This is next level. And again, guys, the original screen grab of this is his face and hundreds of people's other faces listening. So imagine he's talking to her on the phone as if it's just the two of them, and there are hundreds of people on Twitter listening to this. Chilling shit.
We're just trying to figure this out.
How do you get my number?
I got your number due to close contact. I don't know if but we work in the same coalition. They told me if it is possible to reach out. Right now, we believe Chelly's really heated right now. I'm thinking she's going to make a response on Twitter, but we just want to make sure things are cleared up because I think she wants to clear it up as well.
Okay. Well, I haven't talked to her. Like I said, she sent me a message, and I feel like from what she heard, she got the wrong idea of what actually happened. And I explained to her what happened, and she didn't reply. So at this point, I don't know. I don't want people to think.
She said, Chelly hit me up and had the wrong idea because she thinks you fucked her ex while being one of her best friends, which is a valid reason to be upset. Chelly texted me, had the wrong idea. I responded with what I told her what happened from my point of view, and she never responded, which means whatever she said, Chelly thinks it's some bullshit. Isn't Chelly like a Virgo or something? But whatever she said, Chelly thinks it's some bullshit. Okay.
That happened because it didn't. And at this point, I don't know what to do because I think she still thinks something happened that didn't happen.
Well, baby, yes, she unfollowed you. She 100% thinks you slept with her ex.
Right. And, a lot of people are currently on Twitter. They're posting this one clip, and it's like a really hilarious clip of you when you were saying, oh, I'm taking your man. And we love that clip. So we love that clip so much. I I just want to brighten the mood up a little bit, but that clip is very fun.
He's so messy. Nate, you know what? You back in the day, Nate, we would call you a stunt queen because this is a stunt.
Funny, but we are taking your word for it, and I really do hate that you're getting sent all this hate, and it's so unwarranted. Mm-hmm. Have you been in communications with Ace or anything to because we are going to reach out to Ace as well? Oh wow, that's crazy. By any chance, do you know anyone that has came to Chelly or told Chelly about this or spread this rumor?
I'm not sure. I think she said someone DM her that they saw us together in public, which I would assume we bumped into each other twice in the last couple of months, and that was at events that we went with different people. And
she's saying somebody DM'd Chelly that they saw me and Ace out in public, but I've only run into him twice at events that we went to with other people. Okay.
We saw each other there, so we talked there, but that was pretty much it. And that's just what I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's crazy because, usually the fans, the thing is, if it was something crazy or something like that did actually happen, I'm pretty sure it would have hit social media, because I know TMZ and all these big, big brands and bloggers, they catch up with everything. So that's why I'm saying that can't be true because we would have caught that on the radar.
Yes, for sure. And like I explained to her, Basically, we did have a conversation. We met up at a restaurant, and I think the restaurant heard that we were there. So I don't know what she assumed, but
Oh, so she checked in with the restaurant.
Wait, you met up at a restaurant? Now hold on. You ran into him twice at public events, but then you also met up at a restaurant. Huh.
Figure out something?
I'm not sure, but basically, I feel like she got information that we went to a restaurant and then that we saw each other twice in public, but it wasn't like that. Like that conversation that day was a lot of like catching up.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait a minute. This is evolved. You ran into him twice. You ran into him twice when you're out with other people. That happens all the time at industry events. But you also met him up at a restaurant to catch up. And someone saw you and him at the restaurant while you were catching up and told Chelly. Baby, isn't that not called a date? I'm just processing. I'm not judging. I'm just processing and making sure that I'm not missing something. If you go to a restaurant with a man who has said on the record that he finds you sexually attractive, and y'all will later hear, because the clip that I heard that I think is later is where she says that Ace has been hanging out with Clark and Ace has been hanging out with Clark and Taylor. And every time Ace is with Clark and Taylor, they call her on three-way and try to get her to get on the phone with Ace. So if my friends have been calling me, and every time their boy who thinks I'm fine as fuck says, put me on the phone so I can talk to her, and now he and I end up at dinner, to catch up. Baby, I don't know what you kids call it these days, but back in my day, we called that a date. Baby, I'm sure she used to go to the dinner with her parents. I don't think you're catching what I'm saying. If I think it's weird that the guy who thinks I'm hot keeps asking our mutual friends to put me on the phone with him whenever he's with them, and then he convinces me to meet him at a restaurant to catch up, and I know that he thinks I'm fine as fuck because he said that on camera, that's what's making it a date. Not the fact that she got a meal. Sure, you can go to Chili's with anybody. Okay, I don't. No, Ace is denying that he slept with her. I don't think Ace is denying that. Okay, I'm gonna let shit play.
Basically, after that, we never like met up again. Like we just bumped into each other.
Him and Chelly aren't together, but Chelly and Andreina are close friends. This is not about you fuck my boyfriend. It's saying you fuck my ex. Fucking my ex as my friend is still bad. Oh wait, are we working from different rules? Okay, if you are someone who doesn't mind your friend secretly dating or going on a date with your ex behind your back without telling you, then bet. This live's not for you. She did nothing wrong. She's fine. Chelly is a Virgo. I am a Taurus with a Virgo moon and 2 other Virgo placements. In my house, if my fucking ex is constantly trying to get on the phone with you and you decide to leave your house and put on your red dress to go have dinner with him to catch up, and I'm finding out from other people and not you, we do have problems. In my world. So I'm not gonna assume, and y'all know that I don't cape for Chelly blindly, right? I'm the kind of person where wherever I find the truth, that's where I sit, even if it's unfamiliar territory, right? I walked into this being on Andreina's side, but the more she talks, the more she's concerning me. Let me let her finish cooking.
So for me to see this now, I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, that's so confusing because, like I said, like she said you're her closest friend, so I'm thinking like a closest friend would give you a call or something. Like what?
Wait, he's saying we'll give you a call before blocking you. Baby, give me a call before you go on a date with my ex, though. Okay, I'm gonna let it
play. That's crazy. I hate this so much, and I deeply apologize for this, and like I hope we can get this cleared up really soon. I'm so sorry this is happening to you.
Ace has finally made a response to the allegations about him
We have more of the tape, but guys, I just didn't want to go too long. We have more of the audio.
I'm having sexual relations with Andreina, and this is what he says.
Come on, none of it's true. None of it's true. It's BS.
This is Ace's response, which is comical and not really response. This is Ace's response.
They made it up.
He posted this on his stories.
They lie.
I guess from that, we can take that he didn't have sexual relations with Andreina. At this point in time, Andreina's denied it. Ace has denied it. Chelly.
This is fair. I have been on dates that I didn't know were dates. I will throw some bail. As a neurodivergent baddie, and she might be a neurodivergent baddie, I've been on dates that I'm like, what, is this a date or are we just getting chicken? Because people these days, men these days in particular, particularly the ones of the younger ilk, are real casual because they don't want to risk being rejected, so they never really shoot their shot. They just kind of linger and see if your wobbly bits fall out and they can lay on you. So it's incredibly possible, probably more now than any time in history, to unintentionally be on a date with somebody because they didn't fully tell you where you were going. I will give her that.
He hasn't publicly accused Andreina of sleeping with Ace. However, those close to Chelly have accused Andreina of sleeping with Ace. So at this point, everything's at a standstill. Yeah.
This just seems like a scheme set up by the Black Love Core for attention, and Andreina is the scapegoat. Wherever there's the core 4, there's some bullshit. My God, today.
It seems like there's no beef. There's absolutely no beef between Chelly and Clark and Taylor. Like, Chelly still follows Clark and Taylor. And obviously, Clark still follows everyone that's...
Well, Chelly follows Clark and Taylor because she only heard about Andreina. If she hears Andreina on this fake phone call talking about how Clark was part of the scheme, she might... I think Chelly's finding out about Clark and Taylor at the same time we are. This is so messy. This is really messy and unnecessarily so. I very sincerely feel bad for Chelly. Y'all know I'm not quick to feel bad for anybody. If even a fraction of this is true, I feel bad for Chelly because Chelly's probably like, she doesn't know who the fuck to trust right now.
Involved in this drama. But I will say, I did do some internet sleuthing last night and do know for a Fendi fact that the group chat was quite lit up last night. A lot of Islanders were obviously talking about the situation and we're quite...
Wait, not y'all saying I love it, I can't lie. Why y'all like this? Wait, why y'all like it? Wait a minute, who says that? Somebody says, hey, could you explain why Chelly would be mad? Is it because they hit it? Chelly would be mad because, number one, she doesn't want any of her closest friends fucking her ex or dating her ex. It's that simple. Maybe it's an earth sign thing. Earth signs don't want you eating their leftovers. If I'm close friends with you, I don't want you dating the guy who broke my heart or hurt my feelings or who I uncoupled. Like, it's really that simple, guys. I don't want it to be any more convoluted. And if my ex is sniffing around, making googly eyes, inviting you to Applebee's and shit, I would like to hear from you, not from the streets. Why am I getting a DM about and a picture sent to me of you and him? Allegedly, this is all alleged. But why are people DMing me with data and receipts about you on a dinner date, whether it's romantic or platonic, it was a dinner date with my ex, and I'm finding out from the streets and not from you. So yeah, no, there's something about that does feel incredibly duplicitous, whether y'all had sex or not. To me, sex is a technicality. There are people in this world who I've had a lot of inappropriate conversations with that if they were in a relationship or had dated one of my friends, I'd be a battle axe, right? Like, you don't have to put peen and vagina for it to be wrong, guys. Like, come on.
Lit up. I can confirm that with everything in my being. All the Beyond the Villa girls were in, like, what do we do mode, trying to figure out.
Here's my thing about she doesn't think it's a date. Even if she didn't think it was a date, and I will give her bail for that. The fact that we're going to listen to an audio up next about her thinking it's weird that whenever Ace is with Clark and Taylor, he wants to get on the phone with her. She thought that was weird. The fact that you're clocking that enough to share it on the phone with a stranger means that you could tell he likes you because you're a gorgeous girl who a lot of men like. So if it was nothing more than I think he likes me, but I don't think this is a date, that's still enough for you to be weary and or tell your close friend. I remember Bridget, when Bridget and I first became cool, she introduced me to a third party that she was in business with. And one day, me and the third party are kiki having a great conversation. And the third party starts talking shit about Bridget. And I looked at my phone like, ho, is you cool? You notice my friend, right? I hung up the phone and immediately called Bridget and said, Bridget, does this bitch know that we're friends? Why is she talking shit about you to me? What's that about? I don't like this shit. Let's cut this shit out. That's just me, though. Right? and there was no sex involved. So the stakes are even higher with sex. So if I, as a neurodivergent girl who doesn't pick up nonverbal social cues, is like, wait, why are you talking shit to me about the girl who introduced us, you fucking weirdo? If I know that in a non-sexual environment, people who've been in Love Island, radical love experiment on the globe right now, come on, bro. Like, there are places where I relate to Andreina, and there are places where I'm like, if what you're saying is true, you knew that boy was attracted to you. And number one, you don't have to know it. He said it on camera. Like, it's not a Scooby-Doo mystery.
Best ways to advise Andreina, because for those that don't know, Andreina currently is actually in DR with her family. So this is a very chaotic time, and I can't imagine what she's going through. I also can't imagine what Chelly's going through, because at the same time, it's like, what if your best friends did jump the gun and did put you into a world of trouble that...
Ooh, I didn't think about that. What if her best friend was overzealous, heard Chelly venting, like, yo, why am I getting calls about Ace being at a restaurant with Andreina? This is some bullshit. I'm about to unfollow this hoe until I get answers. And her best friend jumped the gun and told Twitter without telling Chelly. Yikes. Oh, this is also a mess. Y'all, this is why I don't like to have people in my love life. I don't care if I'm dating someone who was the childhood best friend of a friend of mine. I still want there to be a line of demarcation between us as a couple and y'all as friends. This game of telephone that we're watching play out in real time is exactly why I'm very remiss to have too many people in my love life, even people who love me. Because just by sheer there being too many bodies in this car, we're going to crash.
You didn't need to be in.
That day, again, I didn't even...
All right, this is the part where she mentions Taylor. And guys, this live is this is a quickie. I just wanted to present y'all what we know so far, and then let's all keep our minds open, because Chelly might come out tomorrow and be like, this is all stupid. Or she might come out tomorrow and be like, no, she fucked him. I have pictures. We don't know. We do not know. So this is a very short live because I just want to present you with the facts thus far. I can't believe we're talking about season 7 and season 8, child. Lord.
It was him on the call. So when that happened, and I thought it was Ace, I was like, oh.
So she's saying she was on the phone with Clark, and Clark said somebody wants to talk to you, and it was Ace. Okay.
So it makes sense that this is not the first time that she's tried to call me when she's with him.
So she's saying, okay, somehow Andreina is spilling all her guts to the stranger who she doesn't know is live streaming it to hundreds of people. Telling this fake PR, Nathaniel PR or LLC, whatever, that she thinks it's weird that Clark was constantly calling her with Ace on the phone. Now, this is not anything that Chelly's saying. This is coming straight from Andreina's mouth. Baby, you went from being scammed to throwing a third, fourth, and fifth parties under the bus. My God, today. Ooh.
So at that point, I think it was her or Taylor that told me, well, he's been wanting to talk to you for months.
I didn't hear this part. Y'all, that was a date. Andreina, you're now sharing with this man that you were talking to Clark, and Taylor gets on the phone and tells you that Ace has been wanting to talk to you for months. So if they didn't have sex, it wasn't because he didn't want to. And Ace, if Andreina is one of Chelly's closest friends, you know this as her ex-boyfriend. Oh. Yikes. Y'all, this is messy. Can we all admit that whether she slept with her or not, this is messy? I love that this is not me editorializing. We're letting Andreina speak for herself.
Just like everything that happened, like producers doing stuff and all of that. So that was the reason why I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, we can talk.
Oh. Damn, so that's so crazy. That's so crazy. It's like, damn, it's like he couldn't be man enough to just to text you. He had to ask Clark and like, what?
Y'all, I'm gonna end this here. We're gonna ask a question. We've heard Andreina speak for herself. We've seen Chelly unfollow niggas, and we've seen Ace post Michael Jackson memes. When I end this live, I want you, because this is where we do the critical thinking, right? And by the way, this is all alleged. Even what Andreina said, I want to pronounce her name correctly, is alleged. It's her account of things. When we end this live, I want you in the comment section, do me a favor and tell me, what is your gut telling you is going on here? Who do we believe? Because right now, I believe Ace was attracted to Andreina and wanted to see if she was open to it, despite knowing that she was one of his ex's best friends. Chelly knows Ace, has known him for years, even before they were on Love Island, and could smell a rat and was disgusted or dismayed that Andreina and Ace were colluding in any fashion behind her back without being transparent. She unfollowed them both. Andreina gets tricked into a phone call. Andreina starts spilling tea about how Clark is the reason she even showed up to dinner. Are y'all hearing this? She's saying the reason why I even showed up to the dinner is because every single time I talk to Clark and Ace is around, and it's Clark and Taylor and Ace is around, and she said, somebody wants to talk to you. Well, I know it's not Taylor. That's your man. And it's Ace. And finally, they got sick of me skirting them. And they said, Ace wants to talk to you. He's been trying to get in contact with you for months. He wants to talk about production and what happened and all the mess. But my thing is, Andreina has nothing to do with the Speedy interview. Andreina has nothing to do with the Olandria scandal. Andreina was on the peripheral of all of this. So the premise of it's been a wild ride, can we catch up, makes sense with almost everybody but Andreina, unless you want to smash. The premise that I've been trying to get in contact with you for months to catch up about this mess makes sense with almost everybody except for
Shelly's best friend just confirmed Ace and
Was there an end? I think that was the end. Was that not the end? Hold on.
Like, oh, so it makes sense that this is not the first time that she's tried to call me when she's with him. So at that point, I think it was her or Taylor that told me, well, he's been wanting to talk to you for months.
Mm-hmm.
Just like everything that happened, like producers doing stuff and all of that. So that was the reason why I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, we can talk.
Oh. Damn, so that's so crazy. That's so crazy. It's like, damn. It's like he couldn't be man enough to just to text you. He had to ask Clark, and like, what?
I'm gonna do another thing. There's another file. You guys, I'm trying to make this a short live, and y'all keep asking for. I got mad stuff on my phone, but I was trying to keep this short. Hold on. Let's do another recap.
8 might be airing right now, but season 7 cast of Love Island is causing all of the drama. And it looks like it's involving Andreina and Chelly. They are supposed to be really close friends. Chelly just did this interview a few days ago.
Which Islanders are you still friends with today? Honestly, I'm pretty cordial with everyone, but I would have to say Clark, Sierra, Andreina, those are my girls. I love them bad, so love them. Shout out to them.
And now Chelly has unfollowed Andreina and her ex Ace. And the rumor on the streets is that Andreina and Ace hooked up. And just the optics of that.
Be honest, y'all think, because can I be honest, guys? Sometimes the person who's doing the most dirt is the person who you think is too stupid to do any dirt because you're used to them acting dumb. If Andreina did sleep with Ace, this is the perfect cover. Oh no, I didn't know. Oh, I just showed up to catch up. I know some girls who I thought were sweet and stupid and later found out that they were hunching on people that they weren't supposed to. So I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just saying, if you've ever watched Usual Suspects and seen Kaiser Sose or watched Gone Girl or any of those things where there's an unreliable narrator that you think is stupid and naive and the whole time they're the villain, I just always leave room for the fact that people often play more stupid than they really are, particularly when they're moving dirty. I'm not saying she's moving dirty. I'm saying let's not act like the girl is dumb, because sometimes pretending to be an airhead can be the perfect cover.
Yeah, I wasn't believing it at first, but now Chelly's best friend on Twitter seemingly confirms our suspicions. Someone posted on Twitter saying, I don't think Andreina would even stoop down to the level of effing that labubu, so I wonder where these rumors are coming from. Yeah. Chelly's best friend then responded saying, but her gigantic ass did bend down that low. Play with somebody else, Buki. She also tweeted saying, honestly, I'm tired of everyone always speaking on about my best friend when y'all don't know End of the day, bees be snakes, and Chelly's one of the realest to come out of that villa. Are now deleted. Chelly's best friend also responded to a protected tweet saying, no, y'all are weird and so are the two people she unfollowed. Go ask them why. Ace and Andreina used to follow each other, but now they too have unfollowed each other. So now nobody in this love triangle follows each other. Very messy. I'm sure we're going.
Is it a love triangle or a lust bubble? I'm not sure if there's love or a triangle, but okay.
To hear more as things start to unravel, but wow. Hate this for Chelly because it's nothing like having a friend that wants your man. I guess Andreina said, I'm taking your man.
Okay, guys, Andreina's saying it's not true. Ace is saying it's not true. Chelly's not saying shit. She's just unfollowing everybody. They've now unfollowed each other, Ace and Andreina. And the best friend's the only one talking about you hoes and snakes. These hoes ain't loyal. This is a mystery for now. The verdict is out. Honestly, guys, I am not leaning either way. I will say this. Even if they didn't have sex, enough has happened for me where I would stop being friends with them. A lot of y'all think people have to fuck in order to betray you. I think the betrayal happens way earlier than sex. And that even the sneaking around and going on dates to catch up, it's just... If one of my friends was to divorce her husband or leave her longtime partner that I've always known her with, or someone that she's in a high-profile relationship with, and he asked me to hang out, there's a 0% chance I wouldn't tell her. Maybe they're not as close as Chelly thought. Maybe they're not as close as Chelly thought. Okay, guys, this is a fun one for me. Because rarely am I this in the air. So when we wrap up in the comments, let me know your theories. I'm curious. I can be swayed. I think you guys think I'm always heavily opinionated. Sometimes there's not enough data for me to have a heavy opinion, and this is one of them. Oh, yes, and don't forget to hype the live. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll keep you posted if anything comes out. And Chelly, the only thing I agree with, the only thing that's clear to me in the midst of all this confusion is that Chelly protected her peace, and I agree with it. For those of you who thought that I could never say anything nice about Chelly just because I didn't believe in Chelly at the end, look at me proving you wrong a year later. Chelly, I'm on your side on this. I don't know what Andreina and Ace did. I don't know why the besties involved. The one person I agree with is Chelly protecting her peace. We will show you who they are. Believe them the first time, right? All right, love you, family. I will see you later this week because it's the last week of Love Island Season 8, not Season 7. And maybe there'll be an update by the time I come back. All right, now I've had a long day. I'm going to bed. Bye, family. Don't forget to like the live. Bye.